Hello everyone, I'm Overhaul and today we are reviewing My Hero Academia chapter 240. Or is it 241? Probably 240. So yeah, we are reaching our climax of this arc. Well, possibly the climax of this arc. It's supposed this is the final chapter, but by the end of the final page, it did sound like there's at least one more chapter after this. But yeah, anyways, so right in this chapter, we see what the League of Villains and the Liberation Army have been doing for the past week. Well, there's a time skip, but still. So yeah, we start this chapter with basically just basically what the people in Japan know that happened in Aiko City. Like, we know what happened in reality, but what the people are thinking. So yeah, it turns out the story they're trying to push or are saying is this. About 20 men with one female have made a distraction for the heroes, which made them run outside the city. So far so good. Good. And then they started attacking everyone and destroying everything. And because the heroes were gone, let's just say, the civilians took upon themselves to get use their quirks and fight against them. We see a little fake footage of some random make-believe villain, like maybe they took footage from the League of Villains, but they just made them look differently. It's possible, maybe they just grabbed a bunch of random people and photoshopped the backgrounds to make it look less, destroyed when they were doing that. It doesn't really matter because the only thing that matters is that they are destroying everything. So yeah, if it's destroying, if it's chaos, we get like information that that Ridastro, whatever his real name is, had a meeting in the city and he lost his legs, as well as like I believe the only 100% confirmation that Curious is that, which is sad. Like seriously, Horikoshi, she's a beautiful blue-skinned, busty woman. You should have kept her in. I mean, even if you didn't want her to be one of the executives, spoilers, but if you didn't want her to be one of the executives, you could have at least have her be a Toga's personal slave or servant or whatever. Alright, but yeah, anyways, she was confirmed to be that, which I'm gonna be crying about. But right now it's all good. So yeah. In case you're wondering what's Killer Frost doing this, I'll get to that later. So yeah, this is the story they were pushing, and there were also some people. Because that is what the Liberation Army originally wanted. They wanted to say the League of Villains attacked the city, false, but still. They used that, and then the civilians fight back, and they won, and killed them. So the story is that they were still able to defeat the heroes, the villains, but because the heroes came out later in the fight, and they end up destroying it as much as they did. They don't say anything about the League of Villains, which is smart because, well, you don't want to reveal how powerful the League of Villains are right now. Like, you don't want to reveal Doma Shigaraki can destroy half of a city or something. Which I do believe is actually half of the city. I mean, we get like a big space out shot in which we see what the Daiko City looks like at the beginning, and it does look like Doma like destroy a good chunk of it. So yeah, it's completely destroyed. And there are some arguments about would it be safer for the people not to use the quirks? But at the end of the day, you're not gonna be arguing too much against them. Like, remember, all of the people outside of the Daika City, to all of them, they were attacked and they literally had no options. Ugh. This is going to be so annoying. They constantly fall down. So yeah. No one's going to exactly be arguing too hard against them like, oh, I know you have lost your family and friends and that and homes, but you really should not have used your quirk. And now the easy arguments could be, but the villain was about to kill me and the only thing that was keeping me away was my stone manipulating quirk or something. So yeah, right now it's kind of gonna be kind of in an illegal gray area if anything else. So yeah, we cut to the legal villains. And we have them eating sushi. Which is exactly how I expected the next time we see the legal villains are actually gonna be doing. Like seriously, I literally expected them. Them being like goofy and like feeding themselves sushi. And then we also have Kompraska say something like, oh, so this is what it means, the calm after the storm. And he's eating the sushi, and Dobby's like, what the heck did you do? Which is kinda theoretically true. I mean, Toga developed a new ability which killed Curious. I really would prefer that. I'm not angry at Toga, but I would prefer if the two were going to be remaining. Twice made himself into an army. Dobby fought Geta, which is a powerful enemy of himself. Well, herself. And Spinner was trying to kill the trumpet guy, or destructing the trumpet, and Tomara destroyed half of the city. So yeah, Kompraska didn't really do anything. But yeah, anyways, also Dobby isn't eating sushi because he said, I don't like fish anyways, so Spinner eats his. And now we got to twice make a memorial to Toga because she's dead. Actually, no, he's actually making a memorial to Toga's copy. Like seriously, he literally had someone do a memorial, like take a picture of her, put her in a frame, and then like set it up like when you do when someone dies. Like he literally had someone do that because because his arms are like that. I'm assuming they're gonna be fixed, so he will no longer need that. But so far he's just like that, like Moonfish was. But yeah, memorial. And then we got to talk and she's like, put that stuff away. You're creeping me out. Which we see Toga has a damaged eye. I don't know if that will be permanent or maybe it will fix later because she also seems to have a scratch, like a big scratch on her cheek. I don't know how much if this will remain permanent or if it will fix later. I don't exactly know how. I don't even know what the heck happened. Like only her eye seems to be the thing that happened, and I don't think her eye was thrown away or anything. Like maybe it has a different color now or something. I don't know really. So yeah, it's a basic comment to you right now. And now we get like a twice as mental state right now. It's even worse than before. Well, not in the case of the quirk thing. Like I believe he can still do the multiplication thing. It's just now it seems like there's more of them. Like he starts like kicking it down, and he's like, "What are you doing, leg? We aren't supposed to be keeping people out." Like just completely ranting nonsense on him. And like even the legal villains are commenting on this, and they're like, I thought he got over his trauma. And actually now I think it's got even worse. So yeah. Basically it's like comedy. Like I feel like Hirokoshi like takes this opportunity to just make jokes for the fun of it. Not because he needs to, just because it was so dark. This arc is probably like the darkest arc if you really think about it. I mean, I don't want to compare the overhaul arc, but the dark part of the overhaul arc namely came from overhaul and the way Eri was, and this arc had the main characters be the pure terror and darkness and yeah, blood and all. So yeah, this is next level. So now we have Skeptic and Trumpet coming to the League of Legends time that it's time, because they are going to have like the big meeting, that big the thing you do when you have an army and you need to like encourage them or make them trust in the new leader. They're basically going to have that. And I don't know how to tell you this, but I just kind of find Trumpet and Skeptic like funny in this scene, like how they're like kind of they are gonna work for the League of Villains, but they're not going to like it. Like, Skeptic is like, I think Skeptic exactly has the same face as Lobo has in this minifigure. You know, that pissed off face? Like, I think he literally makes that face in the chapter. So yeah, they're like, I can't believe I'm gonna be working with you. Hey, you guys should be working faster with us. You guys should be working faster with us because who do you think paid for all the medicine and all the sushi and all the things and that expensive coat that Togo has? Apparently Togo likes expensive coats. So yeah, and now I'm assuming this is a mistranslation because Twice says, yeah, well, guess who is the reason why your bald boss is still alive? I'm assuming that the real translation would be something like, oh, sorry, wait a second, who was the one whose idea was to have us come to the city and fight you all? Whose idea was it? Like, I can just imagine that, and they're all going. Like, Skeptic is very outbursting with it, like he makes the faces, he even speaks to them in this way. But Trumpet's like, alright, come on, Skeptic, because Supreme Leader, Rudastro, decided it's them. And their word is still final. I am a bit worried about what's going to happen continuing because, well, let's just say those two aren't exactly in the completely vulnerable places, to say the least, as my guessed. So yeah, they're going like up the stairs or somewhere, and no, I think they're going down the stairs or somewhere, and Trumpet has like this watch, they activate and a door opens, and they go in there. And then we see Ridastro with robotic legs like the spider legs, which, why are spider robotic legs like the most popular things now? Like, why? Well, not exactly, but maybe they'll change them. Maybe that's literally the first thing they had on store right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Gillen could find regular legs to replace those. I mean, he found an arm for Mr. Compasca. But yeah, we have them walking there, and Ridasho is making like a big speech. My fellow Liberation Army members, I have been blinded. I originally thought, basically saying that over the top speeches, explain why and that. Now doing those scenes when Ridastro is making everyone of the Liberation Army like wanting to accept Tomo as their leader because they wanted to kill them originally, and we see like Giron in the background and be like, oh shit, which is possible because you see they beat him up later, and honestly the only reason why he's working with them is because he's a professional businessman. And his viewpoint is, I will work with Tomoa because he came all this way to save me, and he's doing decently. I'm just not going to be working with them all that happily. We see Gigantomachia there, which I just want to know, how did this go with Gigantomachia? Like, we don't see this room completely, so maybe there's like a giant doorway for Gigantomachia to walk through. But I would just like to imagine, like, how did this go? Like, how did Gigantomachia from standing like one step away from the Winch of the Decay, or maybe he was in the Winch of Decay, I mean, Tomoa walked to the Astro, so yeah. Anyways, Gigantomachia just like studied it. Like, I would really like to know, how did he get from there to inside there? But yeah. So yeah, Ridastro basically speaks just a bunch of things to rile his supporters up, and he says that from now on we will have a new name that was decided by me and Spinner from the League of Villains, which Spinner got to name the new organization, and I believe the new name of the organization is paranormal ability liberation. I don't exactly know how. I don't even know if this is going to be the final name. How, as far as I know, it could be the League of Liberators or something. I don't know. But yeah, this is, but something amongst those lines. And it also has Thomas Sayat, which, by Thomas' new design is, I really want to see more of that and want to see how it's going to look animated, because so far I'm not too much on it. Although it could be the fact that how wounded Toma is, that's why. Because you see, he wears like a business suit and one leg is like completely covered, like how a broken leg is. And his arms are like, one is like bandaged up and the other one seems to have kind of a cybernetic lob or something, because he lost his arm. Well, not his half of his hand he actually lost, but still. And he also has his face kind of bandaged up, and he also has like this coat that he wears like a cape, how like the admirals from One Piece have it. And also has another hand. Which, by the way, I guess you're wondering, Spinner and Toga actually talk about this, and Toga's like, did all of his pretty little hands get destroyed? And Spinner's like, yeah, one remained. Most likely that bonus hand that Toma got. If it's not a Shimono's, it will maybe be revealed later, or if it's someone else, maybe it will be revealed later. So far we don't know. But yeah, needless to say, the hand thing mask remains. Most likely the reason why that one remains is because that one has no reason to be destroyed. I mean, it's just a bonus level hand. It's basically like grabbing a different type of coat. Or trench coat, whatever you want to say it. And yeah, Toma like announces a new name of the group, which I do wonder how will this come in the anime. Like, will the anime have him like scream the new name, or will it just be like him saying it very nonchalantly, like, oh yeah, from now on the name is Paranormal Liberation. I do want to see how that's going to be. Like, I think it's supposed to be like yelling, but Toma isn't the type of a character that would really yell. His voices in anime and, well, anime English and Japanese doesn't really give me the whole screaming it out on top of your lungs things. So yeah, Toma explains to the Liberation Army that right now, that on the top, and the people on my stage, which are the legal villains, like which are Mr. Kapaska, Spinner, Twice. Oh, by the way, Twice, the way Twice comes in, it's like a rock star, like, yeah, like slides down, and just like with his, the part when they're like cooling their arms like this, he's actually like just having his arms like this and like sliding down. So yeah, he has that. So yeah, they come as Twice, Darby, and Toga. And the other side you have Skaptek, Trumpet, Udastro, and Getan. And guess what? You're not going to believe it. Getan's face, from what we have seen of her this time, seems to be a woman. Like, the way her face is drawn is very feminine, and the long hair. I mean, I think there's a little bruises, and I think her eyes are even a little that. I may need to double check, but Getan for the most part seems to be kinda that looking. I do wonder what her skin will be. In fact, I hope in the next volume we get her color spread, like how she looks unmasked or how she looks like with both her coat. Like, I wonder if Getan's design underneath her coat is like, first she wears like a big coat, but in reality she like wears very skimpy clothing, like just like a mini skirt and a bra or something. I do wonder how she looks like. Just say, Hakoshi needs to show us Getan's color scheme and how she looks without a coat. Or civilian clothing, if you will. So yeah. Getan seems to... So yeah, Getan's a female. That destroys all the theories with her... I think the most popular theories with Getan was that she was either a animal type human mutant, or a Natsu Todoroki. Well, now we found out that she's actually just probably a homeless girl that was living on the streets until Ridashito saved her. Like, we don't know exactly if that's true, but from what we've seen of her face, which I believe is literally just in that big panel shot in which we see all the them and the little close-up of her, I believe that's literally all we see. So yeah, we see her there. And these are all the executives. I wonder if there's going to be a different name they're gonna go by, but so far they're being called the executives. So yeah, I am wondering again why Skeptic and Trumpet are upset about this. Like, he gave them he gave them, with that show and Getan, the highest position. In fact, position that's right underneath him. And those two are upset. I mean, we don't know exactly what Getan is thinking, but she's most likely, honest to God, I think she's doing everything that Ridashito wants, like more than anyone else. So yeah, that's how they are doing right now. And now when they are celebrating this new name and new team, also, I might not remember it correctly, in fact, there might be a translation error, but the way they kind of mention it is that every person is going to be working underneath these members, like there's going to be split in groups. I do wonder if Twice will be just his copies and Giron Skeptic just his quirk, and how exactly this will go. Because plus W doesn't really give me the idea that he would ever work with anyone. Hell, Getan doesn't even, I believe was just an extremely powerful soldier, possibly the strongest soldier there. I think it was even confirmed that he was the strongest soldier there. So yeah, I don't exactly know how that will go, but I am excited to see. Now, amongst the crowd where everyone's cheering for, yay! Which, by the way, Toma says the most best line. And the other day, the name of the organization and like the script, like you said, man, this is all scripted, like they're saying everything from the heart. He's like, means nothing. Go wild. Basically, don't care about the name, don't care about what I say in these speeches. Just go on. Just do what you like. Which is true because Tomo wants his people to get what they want. So yeah. Now amongst this crowd we see Hawks. And he is not being over the top where he's just like applauding. Like, I'm assuming that he's put a little more energy, but he's not like, cheering, like putting his arms up and saying, yay! He's like just very, reserved more. So yeah, we finally see how this went. So sometimes last in between the week, probably I'm assuming the literal next night, because it does seem to be in the middle of the night. Or maybe I was literally the same day, maybe it was only an hour difference from the end of the last chapter, in which he's completely kind of covered, and Hawks is like, oh, is this, that destruction of the city, was that yours? Doing Dobby? And Dobby opens that bag that Hawks had, and the bag is his corpse. Like, seriously, his corpse. Like, we see his head, and I think we also see his arms. Yeah, that's best genus. Now, some people say that could just be a fake, or maybe that's someone that sacrificed themselves for it to show. Hell, the way Dobby speaks in this chapter says that I don't care who you kill, but you did kill a man. So yeah. Also, by the way, Hawks is kind of like, oh shit, I'm too late. Like, now they have someone in charge of the news networks, which I originally thought it was curious, but no, skeptic. A guy in charge of business, and they even have Nomus, who I have no idea of. So yeah, Hawks is like a little, he's kind of sweating right now. Too actually in this room, it's very hot. I'll change it later. So yeah, Hawk's a bit worried. So yeah, after the speech and after everyone just kind of is meeting up or something, the legal events are going, and Udash is like, oh, bravo, our new leader. Do you want me to bring you some juice or something? And Toma is like, get lost. Understood, Lord Toma. And with Astro like goes and says, come on, Trumpet, let's go. Go. And with Trumpet says, I don't like this way he's acting right now. I'm not that that's also the general reaction to the fan base, but I'm okay with his acting. And some of them are like, is this acting the way how he got to the top? Or something? Because he's kind of sucking up to Toma right now. But yeah, during their walking, Toma like crimples down, and I'm assuming the official translation will have them be a little more emotional because they're like, oh hey, Toma fall, like Spinner is also like that. And they're like saying, you should not be even alive, saying how much damage you took. Which is true, I mean, he looked like a walking, beaten up corpse. Like, he only looks like a corpse and literally beat up. So yeah, he's not in the best moods, like he can't even walk normally. And Toma like contacts Ujiko and he's like, hey, I got Moksha to obey me. I think I got at least the bare minimum of what you need. I'm assuming that again might be a translation error, but I'm guessing like Toma thinks that Ujiko probably wanted more, or maybe he did say that bare minimum I need to make Malkia bow. And Ujiko is like, alright, yeah, you did it. And I like your new name, it's bad less tacky in the legal villains. I personally prefer the legal villains, but what can you do? So yeah, and Ujiko is like, alright, I'll give you as much power as you need. But first, can you do me a little small favor? We don't know what that favor is. I'm expecting it will be revealed in the next chapter. Well, I do have a limit. There is a limit to how much it will be revealed in the next chapter, but who knows what well it will be. So yeah, we see Hawks like talking to some of the people there, like, oh hey, let's liberate everyone. Because everyone there is like, ooh, we're surprised that Hawks joined. I remember, the one that brought Hawks in was Darby. Huh. So, Gia was brought by twice, Mokia because of Toma, and Hawks because of Darby. And Darby goes there and says, hey, number 2, what are you doing? And I'm assuming that, I just feel like the way that Darby, if they want kind of extend the episode with this, I feel like, that Hawks would kind of be like, hey, Darby, my good pal, brother from another, how long, I'm so happy you came to see me. I'm assuming that like, I really want to see more what exactly did that thing go, because it led to Darby like, hey, come with me, the Hawks, to just them talking, and the Hawks be like, hey, what about me, the rest of the gang? Because Hawks knows that there has to be at least something left. Like, alright, I know how they're going to get all the new powers now, but how are they able to get Nomus? I would personally be more wondering what Hawks will do when it meets Gigantamakia, because he is very obviously, Gigantamakia isn't exactly fitting in with the rest of the people, like you can see here with Killer. He is clearly not fitting with the rest of the soldiers. So yeah. Hawks is like, alright, I need to work fast. I need to I need to get all the information out right now and get to Endeavor. Because this could either be, because right now League of Legends are as great, if not greater, than the heroes. Greater? Just saying. In fact, I think as the show it says to actually confirm that they are greater than the heroes, but alright. So they have so Hawks has a very small amount of time to do anything. So yeah, I am wondering if the reason why Hawks is being brought with Darby, why Darby want to pick up Hawks is because Ujiko has something to plan for him, or if there'll be like a mission, like next chapter is going to be a small mission. I think it was even hinted at the end of this chapter saying something like only one big twist or one big shock or something. I'm not exactly know. But here's an idea for you. Maybe Darby and Hawks are gonna go to all those facilities that they apparently have people whose quirks aren't made for the society, and maybe Darby will use like one of his final moves to like take care of it, to like blow it up and make Hawks be like, that's Endeavor's main move, or that's move only Endeavor could master. And Darby will kind of be like, nah, that's the move in Davo, his son Todoroki, and his son Toya and Todoroki can do. Well, wait, and then that'll be why, I don't know, I'm still hoping that Hakoshi will finally reveal to us if Darby is Toya Todoroki. Come on, Hakoshi, reveal it to us already! I mean, at this point, it's basically forcing. Hell, even if you want to make the reveal something else, like, I don't know, maybe there's a guy who can bring back the dad and Toya actually died because of those burn scars. It's possible. But still, reveal it to us already. No, anyways, this chapter was pretty excellent. Not much of battling and more on the comedic side, but still an amazing chapter. I can't wait for the next week's chapter, and which I believe is the final chapter of the series. I wonder how the people will react to it. And I also wonder if there will be a traitor hint to it, because I feel like this arc should have at least a hint to who the traitor is. I mean, at this point, it's pretty much everyone has been. All the reasons, all the possibilities, like all. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you liked this video, and I hope you're gonna like and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. And that's it. I can't wait to see all people next time. Bye.